Hippity.
Hoppity.
I'm Jared.
And I'm Connor.
And happy Easter.
Happy Easter. The Easter Bunny's on his way.
Yay.
Hippity, hoppity,
Hippity, hoppity.
Wait, what is that?
Oh,
like...
wait, isn't that Frosty the Snowman?
Yeah.
Anyways, happy Easter.
Happy Easter. So, we should have worn these on the Easter video, but we didn't. So we're wearing them now for it's Easter weekend. So, and look, we changed our clothes. Not really, we just put these on, but that's what counts. I looked at this one, I put it back. Thrill seeking.
Thrill seeking. Ooh, okay. I'm excited. So not the last 3 weeks of our lives.
Yeah. Well, actually, technically, kind of. It's scary.
Oh, yeah, because a trip to Target becomes quarantine.
Yeah, it becomes a thrill.
Yeah.
Thrill seeking. So, have you done anything crazy in your life?
I wouldn't say crazy, but we'll definitely go into this, but probably the most recently foolish thing I've done, which I usually associate thrill seeking with being foolish, but I'm just a cautious person. If you're seeking
know what
it
they're getting
out,
themselves into.
True, but I mean, like, if you're openly seeking it, there's a little bit of a like.
Yeah, true.
You want to try, but anyways, there is this place in Hawaii called South Point, which has this. It's called, I can't remember, I want to say Devil's Drop or something, but basically you are on the edge of a cliff, I'm not exaggerating, an actual cliff that is about 45 feet above the water, and there's this old miner's crane that they used to do to they had a pail. It was almost like a makeshift well that they would put down. Well, the base of the crane is still there, and it looks like a doorway. And what people do when they visit is they'll often leap off of this cliff, plummet for 45 feet, hit the water, and feel a sheet of concrete touch their body. And then once you resurface and you're a little less dazed, you swim back up and climb this ladder. So I did this, not really paying attention to doing my research with a friend of mine, and I leapt into the water, and boy did it hurt. There was a little bit more momentum because I'm a large person. So it was sort of like, I think of all those movies where there's an asteroid coming into the atmosphere and it just lights on fire. And that was mostly me hitting the water. So I hit the water, I'm a little dazed. I sort of revived myself, and then this ladder was the most large mistake I made was this ladder. Most ladders you would think would be against the rock face so you can climb up and have a little bit of a base. No, this ladder was at the very top connected, but was hanging precariously above the water. And I mean, there is water on all four sides. And you may not know this about me, but I don't have the most upper body strength. So I'm trying to get up this ladder, and it is swaying in the wind. This ladder is held together by chains and old bits of tire. It is so rusty that one of the rungs, when I stepped on it, cracked, and I was really concerned. So my friend who was with me, she kept calling down from above, "Are you okay?" And I just stood there silently gripping for dear life and just shaking. I was like, "I'll make this, yeah." And there were about 3 rungs on that ladder where I was thinking to myself, I'm going to have to call the Coast Guard. So I made it up. Thank goodness.
You made it.
I did. I made it. But she was like, "You want to jump again?" And I was like, why don't we drive back? So I learned my lesson the hard way. But other than that, I haven't done much thrill seeking. I love a good theme park. I love roller coasters.
Yeah.
How about you?
Oh, that's a good one. Roller coasters. Yeah, I love a good roller coaster. Cedar Point. Yeah. What else?
I don't know. Have you done anything like that as of late?
Oh, my Antarctica trip.
Oh, yeah.
There was a lot of thrill seeking.
And not even necessarily seeking, it just came to you.
It did.
Yeah,
I have a bunch of stories
about the leopard seal in the Zodiac.
Oh, yeah. So, for my undergrad research, I did soil research. And I went to Antarctica. I was blessed enough to go for my research lab. And it was so awesome. And just be in nature, in untouched lands, or barely touched. And to see all the wildlife. I think the coolest thing, we were on a Zodiac. So the Zodiacs are little tiny boats that get you closer to the island, because in our giant research vessel we can't get close to all the rocks and ice and stuff like that. So we take these little ones to get to the land. But we were in one, and the best one is this whale, like this giant whale like tail came up and like hit our Zodiac, and we all went overboard. It was just really awesome. It's like, oh, whale tail coming at us. And so that was crazy. Another time is I fell off a cliff because how like the physics of snow works. So snow, when it's like, okay, here's a mountain, and then snow continues because of the cohesion and adhesion of the whatever science, anyways. And so it continues even though there's no ground underneath it.
So
I like,
there's a ledge, but there's no ledge.
There's no ledge. So I
so we've just learned we should
so I stepped and I just fell off the cliff. So I was wearing a float coat, which these giant orange outfits that when you hit water, it like expands and you just bob there and wait for help to come if it comes. So, and that was when we just saw like a leopard seal. I don't know if you haven't seen, Google leopard seals. They're crazy. They have huge teeth, sharp teeth, and yeah, they just rip. I saw one, like we were in a Zodiac, cruising by, and the penguins were like going with us and like showing us, and out of nowhere this penguin goes up and this leopard seal comes out and just literally chops the penguin in half and just devours the body. It was our true National Geographic moment. And so, and these things, like, they're swallowing entire penguins. They are not small. These are not your friendly little sea lions. These are not the fur seals. Yeah, cute little photos, and they're chubby.
Yeah, these are gigantic. I will link something like a video or something of what a leopard seal, but they are terrifying.
So we just saw a leopard seal, and I was there floating in the water for about 25 minutes. This float coat only lasts about 45. So I was my time was up halfway, and I was more scared, not scared of like drowning. I was more scared of a leopard seal like seeing my body, because I'm in bright orange and like going after me and just like biting a leg off.
So as I said earlier, I guess we've learned that we as individuals should not be near cliffs of any kind. Yeah. So,
but I love a good thrill.
Yeah.
That's why I love scary movies. People watch scary movies or go to haunted houses because getting scared gives you a good thrill. Bungee jumping. All of it.
I think I enjoy the idea of thrills more than the thrills themselves.
Yeah.
It would take me a lot to hop out of a moving plane with nothing but a fabric parachute.
I would do it.
I would probably be peer pressured by Connor to do it, but would I do it on my own volition? Probably not.
Well, I think it's just the experience of it all.
I will say another thing too, going off your scary movie comment. I love haunted houses at Halloween time. Like the thrill of that, the thrill of being put in a situation like that. It's always fun to be spooked and scared a little bit.
But again, it's a simulation. In real life, it would not be fun.
Yeah, I definitely.
Like, that's why our adrenaline kicks in.
And that's why I think I like the idea of thrills more than the thrills themselves often.
Yeah.
Although, like I said, an amusement park is always a fun thrill, and that you feel at least I feel very safe in.
Supposedly.
Yeah, so
theory.
That's one thing too. There have definitely been moments with us snorkeling in Hawaii where we've definitely run into creatures that have not had our best interest in mind. We just look like a delicious snack. So
we swim on by.
Yeah, we do, because it is. Yeah, that's probably one of the things for me is I don't do the idea of deep water exploration. That thrill is not something that I'm on board with.
Because when you grow up with the Great Lakes in Michigan, you don't worry about stuff like that. No,
you don't. Yeah, so it's definitely a little different.
So like ocean living is totally different.
Yeah,
you could be like fine, and then like 0 to 100.
There's a tiger shark.
Yeah. Or any shark, or
which we
something
will also
poisonous or something.
I guess we just have learned anything with a large cat in the beginning of its name is usually dangerous. Leopard seal, tiger shark,
true.
Lionfish. It just keeps going. But anyways, the main thing is, we would love to hear what is something that's been truly thrilling for you. Have you ever gone skydiving? Have you ever skied down a black diamond slope. I think that's the phrase.
Yeah, anything.
Yeah.
Honestly, you can get a thrill from anything.
Yeah. Do you scuba dive? Do you
just going out of your
race
comfort
cars?
zone?
Do you
Going back to the karaoke video, you can get a thrill from like getting out of your comfort zone.
Yeah.
Like, I love it. I love the rush.
Yeah. So we would love to hear what's something that's thrilling to you, because I'm thrilled about these hats. I'm thrilled about these.
Well, yeah, these hats are giving us a thrill. No, but I'm going to bring one thing up. I forgot now.
Episode 2.
We jumped off a waterfall once. That was thrilling.
We did. We leapt off a waterfall. Oh, whitewater rafting in Costa Rica. We did that once. That was fantastic. And our friends, we just talked about this. We were being sentimental and remembering. We had this really lovely guide who was super nice. And it was all of us and our friends. And Connor, you were in the back, weren't you? And I was in the front.
Something like that.
Haley, right?
I just know it got really...
very violent.
We were all first-time water rafters.
Yeah,
and
whitewater rafters.
It got violent super quickly.
And we didn't know because, of course, Connor and me, our Spanish was poor, to say the least.
Yeah.
And basically, the gentleman was speaking to us, and we thought, oh, wow, this is really picking up. And the gentleman all of a sudden just put his hands down like this. He was just like, and we were like, I was about to drop my oar, and Connor shook his head.
No, okay, let's rewind. This guy, our like instructor,
He was
like,
really nice.
you know how you go to these like thrill things, and the instructors are all cocky and be like, "Oh yeah, someone died on this before," and they just tell you that just to like make you nervous. Well, this guy, he was super cocky, and we were all like, you know, he explained to us like if something happens, like duck down into the raft so you don't get thrown out.
Yeah.
Because the worst case scenario, you'll be okay because we all have life jackets on. It's just you don't want to be thrown out because it's hard to get you back in. So it got super violent, and I mean like this guy's demeanor changed from like, oh look at me teaching all these like non-Spanish speakers, like how to whitewater raft, to oh my gosh, like this is not part of the program I signed up for. So we were going down, like we were hitting rocks, being battered and like being tossed, and we went super fast. Then we went so fast, and then we were this huge boulder, like just about to hit it, a wall of rock, and he didn't see it. And we did.
He was facing us, so he's facing backwards, looking at us, and he glances over his shoulder to check.
And he's like, he's like trying to comfort us, like everything's gonna be fine. We all see it, and we dip. Yeah. We all go into the raft, and he, no joke, almost gets thrown. Yeah. He's like tossed, and he lands on our friends, and like he almost got tossed. And we're all looking at him like, instructor, we're following what you told us, but you are not. And so that's when we were really shook. And that lasted probably like 25 minutes of just being battered and just trying to like work our way through.
Well, and Connor was much wiser about it than me. I think I was like pumped from the adrenaline, because at the end when it was finally the shallow thing, he like said something, and I assumed he said like jump. So I tumbled over the side.
Jump.
Yeah, I just leapt. I didn't even think about it. I leapt over the side, and it was super still. It was like lazy river.
Yeah, this was after all the.
But it was just hilarious because everyone else was in the raft, and they're like, "Jared, what are you doing?" And I'm just like, "He said leave," and I don't even know what they said. He said, but the main thing was I like floated behind. I trailed behind for a good 20 minutes.
They had like little things attached to your life jackets that would like hook onto the raft, so you wouldn't be like
I was tethered. Yeah, I was tethered to the raft. So I'm just like being pulled like a little tugboat behind this raft. And when we get out of the water, I was like, that was really nice because I really enjoyed it. And I'm just floating there, just like hanging out. And at the end, they're just like, oh yeah, there's a lot of poisonous snakes and like carnivorous fish that bite people when they're swimming. And I'm over here like, I've just been enjoying my lazy river, and now it's a nightmare land.
Ignorance is bliss.
Yeah.
So all in all, when you're seeking out a thrill, ignorance is bliss.
Yeah, that's the lesson today. But again, tell us about your experiences, and we are looking forward to hearing from you. Please stay safe, stay healthy, and choose kindness. Triple T signing out. And it was good. Happy Easter!